to revise our basic concepts. Okay. So now in magnetic circuit, you will find that a closed path of any magnetic material is placed in with the help of these wires. The magnetic field is induced. Okay. So when these magnetic fields are induced, EMF is generated and the flux is flowing through this magnetic circuit. Whereas in the closed electric circuit, we connect voltages with particular resistances. Okay. So with the help of this battery, the current is flowing through this closed path circuit, and we can measure different values for these currents and resistances and voltages. Okay. So how we can measure all these values in case of magnetic circuit and in electrical circuit. Okay. So first thing we have discussed that we have flux in magnetic circuit. Okay. So in any closed path, magnetic flux is flowing. Okay. But when you see in electrical circuit, current is flowing through the complete circuit. So if you want to find this flux, you can find this flux with the help of driving force divided by magnetic reluctance. Okay. So you can find this force using ampere turns divided by S. This is the reluctance. We have discussed all these terms in the previous sessions, and we can find the current in electrical circuit using driving force. What is the driving force right here? We have applied some voltage V or E. We have denoted this voltage as E. So this is the driving force divided by electrical resistance. So what is the resistance right here? E, R. Okay. So you can measure the current from these equations. Now, what is reluctance? Reluctance is similar to resistance. In electrical circuits, the opposition of flow of current, okay, in this circuit with the help of this current. So this V is equal to I into R. Okay, V is equal to I into R. So how to find out this resistance? R is equal to V upon I. Okay. So in this magnetic circuit, we can measure this resistance in the form of reluctance. This reluctance is denoted by S. How to calculate this S? S is equal to L divided by mu naught multiplied by mu R into A. Whereas mu naught and mu R is your permeability. Okay. And L is the length of this conductor and A is the area of that conductor. Okay. In case of this electrical circuit, we are considering this resistance. Okay. So that's why we are using this rho into L divided by A. Okay, L is the length, A is the area. Okay, this is the constant term rho. Okay, in series we can find out all the reluctances using addition of all these reluctances, S1 plus S2 plus S3. Whereas in parallel we can find out this 1 divided by 1 upon S1 plus 1 upon S2 plus 1 upon S3. Whereas in case resistance we have find out these resistances using these equations. So these are some basic concepts which we are relating to understand the basic concepts. Okay. Now, what is permeance? Permeance is related, or we can the analogy for this is conductance. It is similar to conductance. Okay. So we can find out this conductance is equal to 1 upon resistance, whereas this is 1 upon reluctance. Okay. So we can measure this in the form of Haber per ampere turns. Okay. And here we are using this unit as Siemens. Okay. Now reluctivity. Reluctivity is 1 upon permeability. We have discussed this in the last session. And resistivity is equal to rho is equal to 1 upon conductivity. Okay, so is the flux density, and in electrical circuit we have discussed current density. So current density is measured by J, whereas flux density is measured by B. So we have calculated this flux density using mu H, and its unit is in Tesla or Webers per meter square. Okay, whereas in current density we can measure this current density equal to electrical field intensity divided by rho. Okay. So this is the last lecture revision. We have calculated flux intensity, and in electrical circuit we can calculate electrical field intensity. In case of magnetic circuit, this MMF is going to be generated, okay, because the circuit is magnetic circuit right here. Okay, so magnetomotive force will be generated right here. So with the help of that, our flux is going to be induced right here. Okay, so in case of this electrical circuit, our voltage drop will be generated using I into R. According to this Faraday law of electromagnetic, okay, to determine the magnitude of induced EMF. Okay, how much EMF is going to be induced in the circuit, so that can be measured using this electrical circuit using this Faraday law. Okay. So, but its direction is determined by Lenz law. So, here is the direction for this flux in case of any circuit. So that can be determined by this Lenz law. Okay. So Lenz law is used to find out the direction of particular this. As you can see right here, we are using this galvanometer. Okay. So this is the direction for current, but EMF is flowing opposite to this current direction. Okay, as you can see right here, when we connect these wires across these number of north and south pole, and when you check using this galvanometer, you will find that the flow of current is flowing through south to north. Okay. The flow of current is flowing from south to north, but the direction of this EMF is negative in case of this. Okay, so as you can see right here, if we change the direction from south to north, okay, so it is flowing from north to south. Okay, opposite direction. So if one is flowing in this direction, current is flowing in this direction, then this EMF is flowing in the negative direction. According to Lenz law, if there is any action to change the state of the system, okay, to change the state of the system reacts in such a way as to oppose this. There is a reversal of flux. Okay, if you increase from this point to this point, after that what happened? There is a reversal. There is a reversal of the flux. Okay, it goes back. After that, what happened? After that, what happened? What we have to do? We need more power. We need more power. Okay, we need more power to reverse molecular magnets. Okay, or we need more power to change direction. Okay, so this power is going to be, when you give more power, then what happen? When you give more power, then what happen? This power is going to be dissipated. Why this power is going to be dissipated? As we have discussed in the last session, that this is our magnetic circuit, closed path. When you use these wiring across this, then there is a leakage across these winding. This is a leakage right here. If you give more power from here, then the more magnetic fields will be generated right here, and more power is going to be dissipated. Okay, more power is going to be dissipated. Okay, so this power is dissipated in the form of, write in chat box, in the form of, write in chat box, heat. Okay, so when you have physically touch any transformer, and you use transformer in any of the circuit, and there is a heat sink over that transformer. Okay, so when you touch on that transformer, you feel that that transformer is heated up. Okay, so why this heating process is going on in this transformer? There is a leakage. Okay, so this leakage is occurred because of this more power we have provided. Okay, so this whole process is called a hysteresis loss. Okay, when you start from this point and we give the magnetic field intensity to reach a point A, we need more power. Okay, when we give the power, then this reversal of magnetic flux is going to be achieved, and it reaches at point D. Okay, so when it reaches at point D, we need more power. Then we again apply the power and we reaches at point A. Okay, so flux linkage in the core indicated an EMF in the core and circulate eddy currents. Okay, this power is dissipated in the form of heat and known as eddy current loss, produced using the material concentrations. Okay, if these materials have more impurity, then more losses will be generated. Okay, if these materials are pure conductor, then less losses will be generated. With this core, so we can call this as core. Okay, or we can call this as iron, or we can call this as a metal. So, and any loss generated by these terms are called as core loss, iron loss, or metal loss. Okay, so how this loss is generated? When you place some impurities in this material, then more losses is going to be generated. So there are two types of winding, as we have discussed earlier. When you give the input supply toward this winding, it is called as primary winding. When you take the output on the other side, it is called secondary winding. Okay, for using these wires, we use this copper material. Okay, these wires use copper material. Here, so it occur in both the winding due to their ohmic resistances. We generally calculate efficiency of a transformer using output power divided by input power. Okay, so how to calculate the input power? So it is output power plus loss.